It's Wednesday, August 2nd, 2023. Let's talk about the news. From the Associated Press, the first U.S. nuclear reactor built from scratch in decades enters commercial operation in Georgia. Unit 3 at Plant Vogtle, located southeast of Augusta, Georgia, has completed testing and come online for commercial operation, marking the arrival of the first nuclear power plant to be built from scratch in the U.S. in more than 30 years. As the name implies, Unit 3 is the third reactor at the site, the earlier two of which have been in operation for decades, and a fourth reactor is nearing completion and is expected to be hooked up to the grid before March of next year. These new reactors were supposed to cost $14 billion in total, but are now expected to cost an aggregate of about $35 billion. The third reactor was also meant to start generating power in 2016, when construction started in 2009. So this is being seen as a positive thing, as Unit 3 alone will produce enough electricity for about 500,000 homes, but the cost and time overruns on the project have been substantial, which could mean this is the last large-scale nuclear power project to come online in the U.S. for some time. From Popular Mechanics, China has switched on the largest wind turbine ever. The Chinese Three Gorges Corporation has installed the largest wind turbine in the world, the MY-SE 16260, which boasts a rotor diameter of 853 feet, about 26 feet longer than the previous largest ever wind turbine, which they also installed just a few weeks earlier. To put that figure in perspective, the MY-SE 16260 has 3 rotors that are each 404 feet long, which is about the length of 1 1/3 American football fields, goal line to goal line, and the central tower is nearly the size of the Washington Monument, almost 500 feet tall. The turbine will produce enough power each year to serve all the needs of 80,000 people, and it was built to withstand typhoon force winds, up to 178.5 miles per hour. In general, bigger rotors on wind turbines means more wind energy can be captured, and that means bigger turbines will tend to be more effective and efficient than smaller ones. And from Ars Technica, European satellite plunges back to Earth in first-of-its-kind assisted re-entry. The European Space Agency has successfully guided a satellite from orbit into the Earth's atmosphere, demonstrating a method by which post-mission satellites can be disposed of without risk to populated areas. The satellite that was deorbited was conceived of during a period in which there were no space debris standards, so satellites from that era and earlier kind of just sit around in orbit, taking up space and increasing the likelihood of collision with other satellites after they've lived out their useful life. What this demonstration shows is that it's possible to deorbit these older satellites, pulling them out of orbital traffic lanes, basically, in a way that does not put people down on the surface of the planet at risk, managing the deorbit so that the satellite burns up over the ocean instead. If you're finding some value in One Sentence News, consider leaving a quick review wherever you get your podcasts and/or sharing the show with a friend. You can find out more about this show or subscribe to the email version at onesentencenews.com, and you can support this and other related projects like the Let's Know Things and Brain Lenses podcasts at understandery.com.